Another day, another surveillance object downed amid heightened threat perceptions. And this time, the US is on the receiving end. I am not Osama Nizamani, but this is still your daily dispatch. On Tuesday morning, a Russian fighter jet intercepted and hit a US spy drone over the Black Sea, causing the drone to crash. The MQ-9 aircraft was conducting routine operations in international airspace when the Russian fighter jet collided with the drone's propeller. This incident triggered diplomatic protests between the two countries, with Washington accusing Russia of conducting an unsafe and unprofessional intercept. Anatoly Antonov, a Russian envoy, has stated that the US drones gather intelligence that is later used to attack Russian forces. This sentiment is not surprising, given the ongoing tensions between the US and Russia in the region. This incident follows a similar one in which a Russian fighter jet collided with another US drone in the same airspace, causing it to crash. The US has accused Russia of conducting numerous unsafe intercepts of its aircraft in recent months. While the US and allies have condemned the act by Russia, it's a little hard to digest the offense taken when you look at how the US responded to suspected surveillance objects in its skies not too long ago. These objects, suspected to be Chinese surveillance balloons, were also reportedly conducting routine weather surveillance, but the Pentagon sent in fighter jets to bring down the objects. Why? Because the US is suspicious of Chinese surveillance and perceives hostile intent from its Asian contender. This is not to say that I am condemning or condoning the act. I'm merely trying to say this is how states often react to perceived threats, especially if there are ongoing tensions brewing in the background. The downing of the drone highlights ongoing tensions between the US and Russia over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It remains to be seen what actions the US will take in response to the incident and what Russia's official position on the matter will be. This is a developing story, and more information may become available in the coming days. However, it is important to note that as hostile words continue to be exchanged between the US and the Russian Federation over the US's support for Ukraine in the ongoing conflict with Russia, surveillance activities so close to a hostile state's airspace can raise serious alarm bells. In the meanwhile, Ukrainian forces are giving the Russians a hard time in the Battle of Bakhmut, an important logistical asset for any party that gains control of the area. It doesn't take a genius to conclude that the US's intelligence support to Ukraine will not go down easy with the Russian Federation, especially when you consider that the downed drone in question holds combat abilities and had its transponder disabled when it was intercepted. Tensions are high, and all parties involved need to practice higher restraint and transparency in order to avoid unwanted escalation. I am Hajira Asaf Khan, and this was your Daily Dispatch.